In this video, we'll learn about Stitch, which is a tool made by Google. Currently, it's in Google Labs. You'll find it in labs.google website. At the home screen itself, you will see that Stitch is being advertised here. You can click on try it now and then start. So Google Stitch is to transform your ideas into UI designs, which means it is a AI powered UI design tool for mobile as well as web applications. This is the home screen, and you will see there is a prompt box here. There is the option of selecting app or web, a few other options here, and on the top right you have try now. Let me click on try now first. After clicking on try now, you will be brought to the actual website of Stitch, or you could say the detailed UI of Stitch. If you click on this, it will just redirect you to the Twitter handle or the X handle of Stitch. I'll remove that. On the left side, you will see there are some example projects that are listed here. So you can explore those to get an idea of what the tool is all about. And this is where the prompt box is, and all of the settings remain the same. You can select or deselect these things if you want to receive emails or invitations for future research studies. You can deselect that if you want. And after that, you can close this as well. Now you're all set to use this tool. Now I'll enter a real use case here. Let's say you own a tea store and you need a product detail page for your tea store. So I've curated this prompt accordingly, how I want it to be, what colors do I want, what buttons, what kind of fonts, and anything specific that I would require. I want to design it for the native mobile app. So this will design a UI for that app. Here you can select design systems, which means there are certain presets that you can select. And based on these color combinations or based on these themes, you can select any one of them. So you can go with any one of that, or if you want, you can deselect, but I don't see an option to deselect it now. So if I refresh the page, probably it will go back to the default. Yeah. So I don't want to give it any current color. I just want it to use whatever color it wishes to use. Then you have Flash model, which is the Gemini Flash. We have Thinking with 3.1 Pro. You can also redesign existing apps, which I'll show you once we design something. And you can also ideate. So I'll explain all of this one by one. I'll go with 3 Flash. Here you can start live mode, where you can start brainstorming, which will be explored later. For now, let me just show you how the UI is generated. This is where the project page opens. If I click here, I'll see the prompt as it is. And here it will show the current status. It will also show what it's trying to think, the process it is trying to follow. So let this process get finished. These are the font and the colors palettes that it has decided. It is generating a screen now. These are the kind of buttons it will use. These are the kind of labels it will use. So this will show you all the elements and the basic building blocks or designs that it is going to use here. It's called as paper and steep. You can modify it from here if you want, but let it first generate something. Then I'll show you how do we modify that. So after waiting for about 30 more seconds, we have the basic UI for this, the ritual of space. And this is how it will look like. So we have a certain description of it, the preparation guide, how the profile is, the texture, the harvest, storage. So, and then it's add to bag at the bottom. So this took me a total of about 2 minutes, and a UI design is ready. And it also will tell you what it tried to do here. And it will also ask follow-up questions. And now we will understand and explore all of these aspects, like how to edit and how to redesign. So let's continue. So you can zoom into any of the sections from here. You can use the zoom in or zoom out feature. Alternatively, you can press and hold Control or Command on your keyboard and scroll in and out using your mouse. Or you can select a portion of the design and click on zoom to selection. And zoom to fit will be making sure the entire thing fits, which is very small. Zoom to selection, and now I can start editing this design. So here is where I can modify it. Click on edit. And from here you can change the seed color, which is the basic color theme. That can be changed from here. You can change the color theme, which we also saw was here, right? So you can change it from primary, secondary. Now I have changed a few of these colors and I have named the design as design 1, which can be done from here. Okay. And this is where you can change the font for the headline, body, as well as label. So the headline font has changed, the body font has changed, and the work label font has changed over here. You can also change the corner radius of all these buttons, and you can click on save. The design would be saved, and you can also see that as an update in the agent log, update system design. And once this is done, you can modify the UI as well. There's also an option to generate prototypes. We'll get there. Right now you're focusing on modifying. You can annotate if you want. So it will prepare a canvas and you can annotate, you can describe a change here. If I say I select this part, let me zoom in. I can describe the change font to something better. Let me go with a vague thing. The problem here is you can barely see the font because the font is white and so is the background. So if I press it, you might be able to read. So you can do this, and you can also select to comment something, describe the change you want here. If you want, you can draw something like this, which is annotation. And this is how you can also manually make sure certain things are highlighted, and then you can send this file to the UI designer. So this can also act as your reference. Now you can simply mention this, and in the meeting you can just go back to it. So this is for your reference, what things you can outline. Let me remove the annotations and I'll click on apply here. So annotate is getting updated. Also read it here what it's trying to do. Also in update system design, it says the font, button, and the theme is updated. Okay, and in annotate, let's see what it's trying to do. I see the annotation. I'll update the typography to something even more elegant. So to better match the silent ceremony aesthetic. So after about a minute, it is ready, and you can see that the font has changed a little bit. And you're also asking how does this new look feel to you, and you're just trying to have a conversation there. Okay, now let me back to zoom to fit. Now this new design has appeared below, so I can place them side by side like this, and then I can press and hold shift on my keyboard and click on zoom to selection. Now both of these would be zoomed in. And this is where I can compare. You see the font has changed a little, right? Even this font here seems to be changed. Preparation guide. So all the fonts have changed. Not just the font that I mentioned here, because it needs to maintain a theme. So the headline font have changed, this headline and this headline as well. So it will also try to maintain uniformity. So Rituals of Space font is also changed. That's also a headline font. Now coming back to our design panel, and from here also you can click on what you would like to change or create. Make it a dark themed UI. Let's see if it can completely change it to a dark theme. So I can have two designs, one for light mode and the other for dark mode. So after about waiting for 90 seconds, it has said that it's completed this. So the entire UI is dark now. See, it's completely changed. So you can play around with it. And the best part is it is a new design. So if I keep zooming out, there's no end to the canvas. So this is where our initial designs were, and this is where this one was. This is nocturnal sleep color theme that it is used. Okay. So that's about the basic part. Now let's say I want to take this design forward. This is the design that I liked. Then I can either modify like you did before. You can click on preview from here. I'll just go here and preview this in new tab. This is the stitch preview. This is how it will be seen on the phone. I'm scrolling down and I can add to bag from here. None of this are clickable, obviously. The back end is not done. This is just UI, but this is how it will look like. This is in more of a tab, like an iPad or some other device, a tablet basically. And this is on web. This is how it will look like on a desktop. Now I'm not able to zoom in, and also the zoom in feature from here is gone. If I zoom in, it zooms into the browser, not this part. So you can open a direct link for preview, and this is where you can share it with anyone. So you can says that content generated by Stitch user, do not enter sensitive information. So you can share this with people for review, or you can share it with your team. So this is the link that you got to be sharing. Okay, and now it looks like a desktop page. It's an actual page here. So this is very quick UI designing with also showing how the final product is going to look like. Okay. Now this button here is a QR code. You can scan this code on your mobile device to view the preview. That can also be done. So let me go back to our previous screen. So that's about preview. And the same things you can also see here as well. In more, you can view the code, copy this to Figma. Figma is another tool. You can Google it up. It's for app designing. You can export this or download. Let's look at it one by one. View code will open the code for the UI design. So programmers, UI coders can take a look at this entire thing if you want to edit something. This is the backend part of how the UI works. You can copy this code, you can start using it. Tailwind and all these things are, Google, using Google APIs. So this is all the programming related part of it. So if you want to use it on some other platform, you can copy the code and start using it there as well. And copy this to Figma. So the format that you want it can be done, exported to different things. Figma is here, and you can click on convert, and this will now be exported to Figma. Then click on copy. The design is copied to clipboard. Press Command V or Control V to Figma. In Figma to paste. So this is how it will look like. This that you see here is how it's going to look like. So you can explore Figma and upload that over there. Export brings you back to the same, but you can export it to AI Studio, Joule, zip file, code to clipboard, MCP, project abbreviation product. So these are third-party platforms where you can export it. AI Studio is Google's own. You can start building it with AI Studio later on. I'll get to this part as well. And you can download it from here. The entire screen will be downloaded as a zip file. Let me also show you what exactly is there in that zip file. Let's open it from here. Zip file has stitch ceremony design name .zip. I can extract this and open it. This is the code, the design MD file, and the screen. The screen will have this entire thing. You can zoom in. This is how it will look like. But of course, the definition or the quality of the image will change because it's a huge one. It's more like a screenshot. So that's what is there in the zip file. You can delete this if I don't like it. And now let's move on to the next part. Now this is where I can select this design. This is the theme. So theme has nothing to do with the end product. You select the actual page that is created here. You can go here and click on instant prototype. So it's creating a prototype now. And we'll see how it looks like. And you see it has created it here. And you can edit the prototype from here as well. So typically what happens on such a page is when you click on the menu, a menu bar appears here. If you click on cart, your cart information appears here. If you click on add to bag, probably it will take you back to the cart. If you click here, it will make it from 1 to 2. This will make it 0. So, beyond the basic screen, there are other designs that you require, right? For example, this design, this here. So how will each button react is what we are going to see now. Okay. From preview, you go towards edit and you click on this. This is just the agent talking to us. And once you click on this button, you can connect this to a screen. Now, what does screen mean? Screen is actually what have you designed so far. We only designed this one page. So we need more pages or more screens in the prototype. You can add a screen here, add an existing screen or create with AI. Existing screens are the ones that we have designed in the entire project. We designed 3, right? So this is the one which was the first one. Then the second one where we changed the font a little bit, the headline font. And this is the third which is used in the prototype itself. But I don't want these screens. I want something new. So what I can do is I can imagine a new screen here. It's loading new screen ideas. So shopping bag, navigation menu. So this is the menu that we want, right? So we can click on it. Shopping bag is the right button. Navigation menu is the left button. You can build this screen. This is where it becomes very powerful. Now you don't have to worry about the theme again, the color again. It will maintain the same themes, same colors. It will start adding more pages to your home page. And the agent is now talking to us, telling us what it is trying to do. Matching slide out navigation drawer, just exactly how we want it. It only took a minute to create this, right? You can edit whatever you want from here by clicking on edit, going this, you can edit the text, you can connect this to a screen. There is no end to it. Okay. Now going back to our home page, now I'll select this. And now because I have a screen ready, I can connect it to the screen. And the screens that you create, the additional screens that you create on the left panel will be shown here. Connect on state. You can add a state, you can create a state name, state 1. So I'll explain what state is. It's default or state 1. I'll show you what it means. And transition, push, slide left, push back, slide right, or slide up. We go with slide right. Apply connection. So it's saving the connections. Now if you go in preview and click here, you see the slide has also appeared. Now what I can do is, once we click on this, you need to go back. And usually what people do to go back is by clicking in this area. Okay. So accordingly, you can keep editing and keep adding more things to it. Okay. You go back to edit and you can select an area here. So you can connect it to a screen again and put back the first screen. So, and apply connection. Now if I click here, we go back to the first one. You click here and then you click these buttons, it's okay. But if you click in this area, you go back to the first screen. Click here also, you go back to the first screen. So you don't have to select it manually. AI will make sure if you click in the gray part here, it will not take you back to the home screen. Only if you click here, do you go back to the home screen. So coming back to what the state was, I'll go back in edit. I'll click here, edit connection to open this. Now the first state is default. Okay. And the transition is push back, slide right. The state 1 is push, slide left. Now see what will happen. In the default state, if you click here, let me go to preview. Yeah. Click here, it will slide left, come back. State 1, it will slide from the right and you can go back. So you can have multiple such transitions, multiple styles, and you don't need different pages for that. You just have to change the state. These are different options for you to make transitions. And you can also change which screen is it connecting to in every state. So in state 1, the screen can also change. So it's endless, the kind of things you can do. And click on the bottom here and describe how to change the screen. You can say that I want the image to be smaller and heading to shift up. Let's just see if it can take in such prompts. So it's in the same screen, it's not creating the new screen. This is what it is trying to do. And again, in about a minute or so, the page is edited. Now there's more information that has shifted upwards. You can select any one of these and you can change this with AI. So this particular element, you can change it with AI. You can give it very specific edits also. For example, let me deselect this. You can press escape on your keyboard to deselect. I did not see an option to deselect from here, from the page itself. Anyway, going back to the preview, and this is how it has changed. On the left panel, you have all the screens. You can keep adding more screens to each button. You got an idea what I'm talking about. On the right side, this is the agent, no new updates. This is on tablet. This is how it will look like. And this is on PC. This is how it will change. So for each one of them, you will have a preview here. You can edit each version, different version of it. And that is how it will apply the changes. This is to reload if you want to refresh it. This is hotspots which are available in the preview mode. I'll show you what that is. This is QR code again if you want to share this on mobile. And this is opening it in new tab. That's all it will do. Okay. And this is more of from the user perspective. This will not have the admin dashboard, but this is how it is going to look like. Coming to the preview mode and seeing what hotspots is. It'll show or hide them. If you're showing hotspots, it means it will create this dotted rectangle or dotted mark around areas or buttons where you have already linked a screen. Right? And in areas where the screen is not linked or the button is not linked to a screen, will not have a hotspot. But you can deselect them as well if you don't want that on any one of them. So that's about the prototype aspect. You can share it from here. You can enable sharing and remixing. So anyone who has the link can access this project and edit it. So if you want to work in a team, you can share it with your team and copy the link to prototype. And you can do that. Now going back to our project page, This is the one that we worked with. I showed you what prototype was. Now, if I click on variations, let me select this, click on variations. You can create different variations of the same design. Let's say I want 2 more options or 3 more options. Creative range, either refine the same design or explore new designs or reimagine the entire design. Let me explore and not give it any custom instructions. Let me ask it to vary everything here. Let me give a free hand to Gemini, which is 3.0 Flash, and ask it to create variations for me. And let's see how this works. So after about a minute, it has created 3 different designs. As you can see, I need to select and press Control or Command on my keyboard and zoom into certain parts. And this is how the 3 designs are created. Of course, it's not very refined. Like the third design looks pretty odd with a zoomed in photo of this. But the designs are very different if you see. And then if you like any one of them, again go and generate, click on prototype and keep doing it. And if you don't like anything, select that and click on regenerate. And it will start generating it again. So you can have an infinite number of designs. And on each design, you can go in prototype and then refine it and then have an entire working model of your AI along with every page and every transition also. Like how the transition needs to be after you click on menu, all of that. So in about 20 seconds, it regenerated the design, and this looks even more worse. And that is how this will help. What do you want to change? Then you can give it specific prompts of how you want it to be changed. And then you can continue with prototyping it. Now, coming back to our first one, we saw prototype, we saw variations, regenerate, desktop web version. It will create a desktop web version of this screen. Okay. So in about 30 seconds, I again have a design. This is for web. So you can also create multiple variations of the design in the project itself. You don't have to always go to prototype and then click on the tablet view or web view. You can do it here itself. And then generate instant prototype and you're ready to go. Okay. You can click on preview. It will open it in a new tab. And I've shown you how these things work. Modification remains the same. And these settings also remain the same for this design as well. Now, what's the final thing? I've showed you everything that it can do, prototyping as well. What is the last end product that you can get? How far can Stitch take you is what I'm going to tell you now. Stitch can only go as far as the UI part. And if you want to export this in some other tool, as I said, you can go back and click on export and take it to AI Studio. This is where your code or the UI will be integrated or will be imported, and now you can build an app in Google AI Studio. You can click on build and just show you an idea of how Stitch can be used in the AI Studio. So we have a markdown file and we have an HTML and a PNG. This is the UI data. So it's a React project that it's creating based on this. Component hierarchy, component structures. Just let me walk you through all of these things, what exactly it is doing. Now it's installing packages. And programmers will know this better of what exactly is happening. It has installed 2 packages, CLSX and Tailwind Merge. It has edited this file as well. It's still going on. As you can see, it's still under process. It's edited a few more files. You go back to code, and this is the actual code. These are the files that it is talking about. And as you can see, it's still writing the code. This is updating in live. Come back to preview. or go back to code if I want. This is the index file, this is the metadata, and this is the app file itself, the TSX file. And this is what it is trying to do here. So I hope you got an idea of how it can be imported into Google AI Studio, and you can continue it from there. Now I'll directly show you the end result. So after about 30 more seconds, I heard a chime when the entire thing was completed, and in the preview which was empty, now I have this. This is in Google Studio, and you can take it forward from here. This has the entire code. Okay. If you see, this is the app file, this is the index, this is the metadata, and these are the other code files. This is what the end UI coding, like UI UX designer finishes the code. These are all the files that they have. Okay. And you have them. And then you can connect it to some other backend tool, or you can manually do the backend part. Just take this code, put it in your platform, or look for other AI based backend, which are rare. Backend still needs to be done manually because it's far more complex than just front end. Or you might start having bugs in your tool if you use AI for backend also. And yeah, you can share it from here, and you can change the privacy settings, and you can chat from here as well. You can publish it if you want. Your chat history and code will stay private, but app will be accessible via public URL. And it will need billing also, because if people visit your app, then you need to pay. So these are the other things. App versions, you can see the different versions of this app. Secrets is actually the API key along with the value, and you can configure your code by storing environment variables, file paths, or keys. Integration is how to enable the authentication, is this app URL. You can have Google sign in into this. You can add all app URLs below your provider's allow list. So these are things that you can explore being a programmer, and then you can connect this to GitHub as well. This is how far Stitch can take you after you import it into the AI Studio. Let me go back to Stitch itself. Just like 3.0 Flash, you can have thinking, you can have redesign. So you can, when you're creating variations or regenerate, you can feel free to use the redesign thing. And now you can select and redesign certain things. So this uses Nano Banana Pro because redesigning only needs image. Thinking 3.1 Pro is a bit more advanced than the 3 Flash. On the left panel, and go back, you will come back to the project list and click on any of the project. You can download, share, duplicate, edit. You can look at their docs, FAQs. You can go to a dark theme, or you can come back to a light theme, or keep the system theme. Settings, daily credits, that you get 400 credits every day, and for 15 for redesign, 400 for actual use. This is in labs, so it will allow AI model training. The model will get trained because you're using it. You can opt out if you want. Email preferences, you can opt out of all of this if you want. And you can create an API key as well to publish the app, and then viewers can come and set up billing and everything. So that's how this is all about. You can delete a project if you want. You can go in command menu, and these are all the shortcuts, all the buttons that you can do. Press 0 to zoom to 100%, zoom to fit is 1. And take a look at these shortcuts also. I haven't found them very helpful. And you can send feedback if you want. You can send the feedback to Google by selecting certain things or adding a screenshot and writing your feedback here. So here also we have Stitch settings, which will come back to the same page. To conclude, Stitch is actually changing the entire landscape of UI UX design. AI powered UI UX design is making it extremely fast paced for anyone to move from ideation towards execution. And Stitch, along with AI Studio, then you refine it further, and then you can create your own apps and websites far quicker than you would manually do it. So this is a very powerful tool, and it's still in the labs section. They've still not completely developed this. So in the coming weeks and months, you'll only see it getting better, and this is a game changer. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments or any feedback, feel free to put that in the comment section. And to watch more such videos, stay tuned to Tools to Upskill.